Hey, we've had some really good matchups for you on the Game of the Week basketball edition this year. And tonight, another one. Ridgeline and Green Canyon out here in North Logan. Ridgeline, they're a bunch of kids. They've got two sophomores leading this team. Caden Cox and Peyton Knowles are the leaders of this Ridgeline team, who's second in the region right now and just taking things by storm. The only team to even give them any trouble, it seems like, has been Skyview. And, of course, Skyview's beating everybody. For Green Canyon, they're a team that was expected to finish near the top of the region, and in their first go-around in region play had a little bit of trouble, so they're trying to right the ship a little bit. They have 4 players that average in double figures, speaking of the Wolves, so they can go off at any different position. Should be a really good matchup tonight. Ridgeline against Green Canyon coming up next on the Game of the Week.
I have an awesome workout for you here in Thailand. Let's get started. Are you ready for a challenge? I'm bringing your incline up. Let's go. We're not just working those legs, we're working the core too. So stay with it. Let's get going. We got 30 seconds. Let's push it out. That's it. Stay with me. Really lengthen that stride. You've got 3 intervals left. Stay strong. We only have a few more. You gotta stay with it. I know it's not easy, but you're almost there. Let's go. Last 3, 2, 1. Yes. Nice work. You crushed it.
Well, Coach, we get started now on the second half of region play. Everybody's played each other one time. You've gone through it as well. And as you get started over again, what are your thoughts as you thought about this and reviewed it in that first go-around? Where do you think you are? What are you thinking about?
Yeah, I mixed feelings, honestly, and our record would show that. We've got to develop a little bit more consistency on both ends of the floor. We've got to guard people better. We've got to share the ball better, move it better. We've proven when we do that, we're pretty good. We just haven't put long enough stretches from game to game together where we're doing it. So, we're excited for the second go-around and hope to just develop a little more consistency as we make our way through the region.
As you take a look, and sometimes stats lie a little bit, but if you take a look at stats, there's not many teams that have 4 guys that average double figures. You've got 4 guys that average double figures, and so it seems like you can get the scoring where you need it to get. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that's something we take pride in. We want to be hard to guard, and we feel like if you've got 4 capable guys that can stretch people and spread people out offensively, that we are hard to guard. And so we have taken a lot of pride in putting lots of good players on the floor, and I like when we consistently have 3 or 4 guys on a night in double figures, we're pretty good and we're hard to beat. And so again, it comes back to that consistency, and that's what we're trying to do, is get 4 guys per night that are scoring double figures, just because it makes it really hard to guard. You don't know who to guard and who to help off of, and so that's been our hope, and that's what we've been trying to do. And as far as stats go, we've been successful doing it.
What about Ridgeline? You've seen them once, you're seeing them again now. What is it that you need to do tonight to start the second half of region playoff on the right foot?
It's a great question. They're really good. I've told people that I believe they're maybe a year ahead of schedule. I thought they'd be really good next year. They're really good right now. They guard the ball really well. They've bought in defensively. They're athletic, and yeah, they're really tough. They drilled us at their place. That game was never very close at all, and so because they're really hard to keep out of the paint, they've got some quick guards, they've got enough capable good shooters that spread out, and then Knowles in the middle, he's a handful. He's good. So we've got our work cut out for us tonight. We've got to do a better job guarding them, keeping them out of the paint, and hope we hit some more shots than what we did at Ridgeline.
Well, the nice thing for you is you get to go up against Knowles and Cox for a couple more years. Good.
So excited. So excited.
Good luck tonight, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
Say the word base. Say the word mess.
At Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, we believe in a very thorough hearing test. Do you hear ringing noises? Does any member of your family have hearing loss? Do you have frequent or severe headaches? Any numbness in your face or fingertips? Do loud sounds hurt your ears? Were you in the military? Have you ever had your hearing tested before?
No, I have not.
Say the word mousetrap. Say the word baseball. Say the word airplane. Say the word cowboy. It also told us if you had a halt, I was able to make the words in your
Threshold in your ranges. What are all the rest of the...
Okay.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Mountain Star Cache Valley Hospital, together we're greater. New Smile Dental, experience dental care. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you've been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Four Seasons Apartments and Townhomes is your home. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 25 years.
Hello and welcome to North Logan. We're on the campus of Green Canyon High School, where tonight the Wolves take on the number 4 team in 4A Ridgeline from down the road. Green Canyon's 9-8, 2-3 in region play, while the Ridgeline Riverhawks come in at 11-6 with only one blemish on their region record at 4-1. Hi, I'm Eric Olson here with you tonight on the Game of the Week, as this one could be a heck of a ball game. These two teams have already met once this season. Ridgeline won that last meeting 67-49. Hall and Baker 14-13 in that one. Knowles with 9, Hanson and Cox with 8 apiece for Ridgeline. Jorgensen and Cole DeBoard with 17 and 12 respectively in that ball game for these two teams. But if you take a look at Ridgeline, they're led by the sophomore, 6 feet tall, and that's being generous, Caden Cox, the sophomore, averaging 15 points per game. One of the top in the top third of scoring in 4A. And he's joined by another sophomore, 6'4", Peyton Knowles, who averages just under 10 points per ball game. And those two really are the backbone of this team. Jackson Baker, Jacob Salveson are seniors. Kyler Hansen, also seniors that see plenty of time. Chase Hall, the junior. But it's those 10th graders that this team really revolves around. And the thing with Knowles is he averages about 10 a game, but they usually put him on the opposing team's best big man, or he's a good defender. He's long and he's scrappy, and he just does a lot of things. For Green Canyon, you have 4 players that average in double figures, led by McKay Jorgensen. The 6-foot senior averages 14 points per game. Then Cade DeBoard, another sophomore, this time playing for the Wolves of Green Canyon. He's 6 feet tall, 12.5 points per game. Cole DeBoard's a senior, 11.3 per game, and Carter Mon, the 6'1 senior, averages just over 10 points per game. Caleb Robeson provides the size for Green Canyon. The senior is 6'6" in the middle. Then they got Mr. All-Everything athlete Jake Lundeen, the junior, coming off the bench, along with players like Brady Smith, Jacob Regan, and Jordan Alder to really round out things for Green Canyon. But when you look at Ridgeline and you look at the numbers, they have a lot of guys with stats, and that means one of two things. They're very deep, or they beat teams bad enough that a lot of players get to play. And I think it might be a little bit of both. We're going to step aside, take a quick break, and come back with the starting lineups. You're watching Ridgeline and Green Canyon on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
Over the period of time, my hearing became worse and worse.
Over the course of the years, I developed a hearing loss, and I would not be able to hear my employees talk to me sometimes.
For Paul Danes and Cache Valley's integrity, his character, his background, his equipment, I would recommend him to anyone for a hearing aid specialist.
That's Jordan Alder, one of the basketball players for Green Canyon with the national anthem. Here at Green Canyon as we're getting set for the starting lineups tonight. Other action going on tonight. You've got Logan and Mountain Crest, and the other big one is Bear River and Skyview.
We got number 2, a 6'3" senior, Jackson Baker.
Jackson Baker. At 6'3", the senior averaging 8 points per game, gets the start for Ridgeline. Caden Cox, we talked about the 6-foot sophomore. 15 points per game for Cox. His dad, Travis Cox, the new football coach out at Ridgeline. Peyton Knowles at 6'4", 9 points per game. The sophomore wearing number 5. Marty and Mulaney, his parents, both of them big-time athletes back in the day at Mountain Crest. Jacob Salveson providing the size inside at 6'5". 7 points per ball game for number 11. And Chase Hall, the 6-foot junior, averaging 7 points per game for the Riverhawks. And they bring down the lights in a full house here at North Logan.
And now for your starting lineup for our Wolves, number 3,
Green Canyon starting the sophomore, 12.5 points per game for Cade DeBoer. Carter Mon at 6'1", averages 10.2 points per game. He's the senior. He'll run with DeBoer in that starting lineup. McKay Jorgensen leads this team in scoring at 14 points per game, a 6-foot sophomore. McKay Jorgensen. Cole DeBoard's a 6'2" senior. And did I say Jorgensen's a sophomore? He's a senior as well as DeBoard. 11.3 for DeBoard, and Caleb Robinson's the big guy in the middle for Green Canyon, the senior at 6'6". And Cole DeBoard is 6'2". He's built to play inside. He's a big kid, but he can play outside. He can hit the three. He can go in and out. And Green Canyon can come at you from all different angles. That's the same thing for Ridgeline. And if you weren't with us for the early interview with Coach McClure, he was talking about how his team, or this Ridgeline team, he feels like it's a year ahead. Everybody kind of thought maybe they'd be okay this year, but next year would be their year. And here they are, second in the region and ranked 4th in 4A. Against a Green Canyon team that, in speaking with Coach McClure, I felt like he was a little disappointed with their 2-3 record in region. Robinson and Knowles on the tap, and here's Mon with the three. Won't go, and it's rebounded out of there by Salveson. Salveson handing it off, and we're going the other way. Chase Hall, Ridgeline in those green unis with the blue numbers and trim. Now Hall looks back at Coach Kyle Day. Day's been on this staff for a long time. He was out at Mountain Crest, at Syracuse before that. Green Canyon starting in a zone, and Ridgeline working the ball around the perimeter, looking at it. Hall doesn't take the straightaway three-pointer. He gives it off to Cox, who fires away and misses. Here's Mon in the front court. Mon to DeBoard, the younger, and it's taken away from him. First turnover of the ball game, and it goes against Green Canyon. Knowles at the high post, looks around, finds Baker. Baker fires from long range. Too hard, rebounded by Mon. Give it off to Jorgensen. Here's Cole DeBoard. Back to Jorgensen, streaking down the lane, lays it up and misses. Robinson in traffic, puts it back. And Robinson opens the scoring. Green Canyon leading 2-0. Just about 2 minutes into this one. Green Canyon in a 1-3-1 type of zone look. Knowles thought about it and gives it back off to Hall. Back to Knowles. Doesn't take the three and finds Cox. Cox looks back at the bench after he fires the pass, and Ridgeline running something else. Inside, they're looking for Knowles, and it's stolen away by Jorgensen. Jorgensen out to DeBoard. DeBoard shaking, baking, putting the chicken on the grill, and it's not done. But he'll pick up the foul. And they ring up Cox. Caden Cox with the first foul of the game. It's a shooting foul. And Cade DeBoard will go to the line. Green Canyon leading 3-0 after that first free throw. One more coming for DeBoard. 2 points for DeBoard, 4 points for Green Canyon. And Ridgeline finds themselves down 2 buckets early. 5.5 to play here in this first quarter. Here's Cox off the curl, nothing there for him. Salveson fakes the three and drives in and kicks it back out. Green Canyon started in that 1-3-1 look. Here's Baker down the lane, put it off the glass and miss it. Too hard, rebounded by Robinson. Cole DeBoard does a good job just to catch that one. Saves it in to Cade DeBoard, who pulls up from the angle jumper. In and out. Mon's got it and puts it back. Six-0 Green Canyon. 4:45 to play in the first period. Ridgeline can't find the bottom of the bucket. They're having a hard time just finding a good shot. Green Canyon's D'ing it up. Here's Knowles underneath and a turnover as Salveson fires the pass past him. 2 turnovers in the early going for Ridgeline. Cade DeBoard hands it off to Jorgensen. They're trying to post Robinson up down low. Jorgensen's going to take it himself. Now it's Cade DeBoard. Back to little brother Cole. As Green Canyon works it around the perimeter against a man defense. Pull-up jumper rims out, and Salveson clears. Hall across the timeline. Baker. Back to Hall, and Ridgeline will set it up. Looking for something else as Cox comes and gets it. This early zone defense giving Ridgeline some trouble. Here's Hall with the long three. Won't go. Rebound by Baker. He loses it on the floor. And it's knocked out of bounds finally by Ridgeline as Knowles went in to try to steal the pass. Green Canyon had a hold of it for a second, tried to pass it out of there. Knowles knocked it away. And with a 6-0 lead and 3:18 to play in the first period, Green Canyon gets the ball back. Baker will take a seat. And Kyler Hansen into the ball game, 6'2" senior. Where's number 23 for Ridgeline? Here's a nice bounce on the back cut to Mon. Hansen turned his head. Mon's got 4, and it's 8-0. Green Canyon. Knowles, wide open 3. Got it. Peyton Knowles finally gets Ridgeline on the board with 2:45 to play in the first period. 8-3 Green Canyon. Cade DeBoard goes to the left, misses it too hard. Knowles there for the rebound. Cox is bumped by Cole DeBoard, no foul. That's a tongue twister. Here's a near steal, and they're going to call Salveson. Salveson had it taken away from him. He reached back and grabbed Jorgensen as he tried to head down the sideline with it. And Ridgeline's turned it over 3 times now. 2 fouls on Ridgeline, none on Green Canyon. Alder into the ball game with his pink shoes. Lundeen, number 24, comes in as well. He's got the ball. Mon looks underneath to a cutting Lundeen, but Knowles was there. Cole DeBoard's 3 is rebounded by Knowles. Knowles kicks it back out front. Now in the corner, it's Hall. Good closeout by Lundeen. Hall gets to the baseline. No shots. They say he's fouled on the drive. And who are they going to give it to? Lundeen. Cox will inbound. His team trails by 5 with 1:50 to play in the first quarter. 8-3, only 1 field goal for Ridgeline in this first quarter. Hall backs it out. Hansen and Hall just playing with it. Now they get on the lob down to Salveson. Back to Hall, straightaway 3, good. Shots weren't dropping early in the quarter for Ridgeline, but they've hit their last 2. and they've crawled back in it after trailing 8-0. It's now 8-6 Green Canyon with 1:15 to play in the first quarter. Lundin loses it. Finally picks it back up. In trouble, finds Mon, streaking to the bucket. Make good things happen when you cut to the hoop. And Lundin had all sorts of trouble handling that, but he found Mon, and it's 10-6 Green Canyon. 3 from the corner is good by Hansen. 3 straight triples, and it's 10-9. Green Canyon with the lead. DeBoard drives baseline, too hard, rebounded by Cox. And Ridgeline, with as poorly as they shot early in this quarter, has a chance to take the lead. Down low to Knowles. He doesn't look for his shot. Back out to Cox, who's working against Lundin, gives it up to Hansen. Now we're on the other side. Salveson, good open look at a 3, way too hard. Knowles tries to track down the board, but Lundin takes it away. 1 point Green Canyon lead, 10 seconds left in the quarter. Five seconds, Jorgensen to his left, in the corner to Mon. 3 on the way, won't go, and it's a 1 point game as we head to the second quarter. Green Canyon leading Ridgeline 10-9 on the game of the week.
Hi, Cache Valley. This is Fernando over the Factory Pizzeria. We're running a special right now. We're giving a free nachos when you buy a large pizza with 3 toppings. Just mention this out and you're gonna get a free nachos every time you come. The Factory Pizzeria is located in 119 South Main, below the Gia's in the basement. Come see as soon as you can. Thank you.
We get set for the second quarter here at Green Canyon. Eric Olson along with you. It's 10-9. Green Canyon leading the Riverhawks of Ridgeline. Peyton Knowles, Chase Hall, and Kyler Hansen with 3-pointers for Ridgeline. Carter Mon with 6 points for Green Canyon in that first period. Caleb Robinson had 2, and Cade DeBoard had 2. And that's where we're at, 10-9. Ridgeline didn't even get on the board until late in that first period. He scored 9 points in the last 3 minutes of the period. Green Canyon coming off a win. They beat Bear River on a buzzer beater last Friday, 63-62. Jorgensen was the top scorer in that game with 24 points. But they've lost 3 of their last 5 games, and that's coincides with region play. Ridgeline beat them 67-49 first time around. Skyview beat them 75-63. The shocker, I think, was Logan got him 50-47. Logan's struggled offensively this year. Here's a turnover as Baker walks. Adams into the ball game now for Ridgeline. He pleads Baker's case. DeBoard gets to the middle and a little floater goes. Cade DeBoard with 4. 12-9 Green Canyon. Down low, they look at Baker, working on Robinson. Baker slips it up and in. Jackson Baker with his first bucket. Back to a 1-point ball game. Green Canyon with the advantage. Long 3 from DeBoard. Off the back of the iron, and a rebound foul going the other way as Knowles had good position and Robinson tried to climb up over his back. And the 6'6 senior picks up his first foul of the game. 2 fouls on Green Canyon, 2 fouls on Ridgeline. Now Green Canyon applying some pressure to the Riverhawks. Two cutters run through. Baker can't find either one of them, so he takes it himself. Robinson is there, swats it back. Baker gets it back, sticks with it, and puts the ball in the hole. Baker with 4 straight points, and Ridgeline with their first lead. 13-12. Robinson with the one-hand push shot won't go, and Baker's there to rebound. Adams shut off by Robinson on the baseline. Kicks it back for the 3. It won't go. Missed by Hansen. Rebounded by DeBoard. Pull-up 3 on the way off the back of the iron. Robinson's there to clean up. Brady Smith missed the 3, and Robinson now with 4 points puts Green Canyon back out front. Baker kicks it out to Adams. Good look at a 3. He likes what he sees. Spencer Adams with 3 points off the bench. And that's 4 3-pointers in the first half for Ridgeline. DeBoard tries to answer. It's short. Adams going to push it. Baker launches one of his own. It's too hard. Rebounded by Cade DeBoard. DeBoard to Jorgensen. Jorgensen gets 2 guys up in the air, spins underneath them, and puts it in. Jorgensen with his first bucket, so the 2 top scoring players coming into this game, Jorgensen and Cox, have a combined 2 points between them. There's 5 minutes to play in the half. Knowles all day, too hard. Follows it, gets his own rebound. They're not even worried about him shooting the 3. That one was right on, but it was too hard. Hansen looks low to Baker. Baker pivots around, nowhere to go as Robinson's right there. Baker drives to the left hand, scoops it under with that left hand and misses. Rebounded by Cade DeBoard, ahead to Lundeen. Nice catch. Lundeen misses the layup. And Cox clears. 4:20 to play in this first half. We're tied at 16. Hansen has to chase that one down. Finally does. High post to Knowles. Hands it off to Cox. And they double him as soon as he touches the ball. Here's Baker. Robinson, good job patrolling the paint. Baker's 3 rims out. And no second chance for Ridgeline. Jorgensen looks back at Coach McClure and calls the play. With 3:40 on the clock in a 16-all ball game. Timeout, Green Canyon. Coach McClure calls the timeout with 3:36 to play in this first half. Tied at 16. Caden Cox averages 15 points per game. He's scoreless here in this first half for Ridgeline. And for Green Canyon, McKay Jorgensen averages 14 a game. He's only got 2. We're talking a little bit ago about the first round of region play. Green Canyon losing to Ridgeline, Skyview, and Logan. You know, at Ridgeline, playing Skyview, who's just really beating everybody. You can see those, but the head scratcher, Logan. Logan's a team that, again, they've struggled offensively this year. And they got Green Canyon. Ridgeline started out 0-4 on the season. They won their next 7 in a row, and 4 out of 5. They've won the 4 out of their last 5. They beat Logan 69-40 last Friday. Cox had 18 points in that game. Green Canyon ball. And Jorgensen whips it in the corner. Brady Smith all the way to the rim. Peyton Knowles was there to affect the shot. Salveson. And Knowles, now Hall. Here's Baker, Firing the three. Too hard. Rebound, Salveson. Salveson puts it on the ground, but he's able to push it out to Knowles. Three on the way from Cox. Got it. So Caden Cox finally gets on the board. Salveson, the only starter that hasn't scored for Ridgeline. Ball out of bounds. Looked like it went off of Jorgensen, but the official was standing behind him and couldn't see it. It was pretty clear from our angle that it went off of Jorgensen's leg. And Green Canyon gets a break. They trail 19-16 with 2:45 to play in the half. DeBoard hits it back to Mon. He can hit that, but he misses this one. Rebound fought for, out of bounds. Jacob Regan couldn't keep it out in the court of play, and Ridgeline takes over. Only the second turnover for Green Canyon. And coming off the rim like that, they may not even count that as a turnover. Here's Cox. He hit his first bucket the last possession. Salveson, corner three, got it. The three ball is fallen for Green Canyon, for Ridgeline rather, against Green Canyon. 6 3-pointers for Ridgeline. Down low, Jorgensen working against Hall. Coming over to help is Salveson. He gets a piece of it. 22-16 with 2 minutes left. Ridgeline with the lead in the ball. Cox gives it to Knowles, and they play catch. Cox turns on the Jets, down the lane. Contact, no foul, and Cox misses, and it's rebounded out by Green Canyon. Smith cuts through. Jorgensen looks for him, but Cox was there to deny, and the ball stays out on the perimeter. Cole DeBoard with a nice spin, gets inside, ends up on the floor, and Baker is going to pick up foul number 1. That's only the third team foul for Ridgeline. Green Canyon's only got 2. So Green Canyon goes to the line for the second time tonight. Cade DeBoard hit 2 free throws earlier. Here's Cole DeBoard with his chance. And Cole DeBoard on DeBoard. See, that was a joke because his name's DeBoard. All right. DeBoard hits 1 of 2. And it's a 5-point ball game. 22-17, Ridgeline creeping up on the 1-minute mark. Long three by Cox. Booyah! And then he turns and points at the Green Canyon student body. 25-17. DeBoard tries to get it back. He does. Cole DeBoard sees the three by Cox and says, here, hold my drink. Hall, 3 of his own. Yes! We got a long-range barrage going here. 8 3-pointers in the first half for Ridgeline. 28-20, Riverhawks. Jorgensen against 3 defenders. Turns around and misses. Knowles pulls it down, and with 30 seconds to play in this second quarter, in the first half, Ridgeline has an 8-point lead and the ball. 8 3-pointers for Ridgeline in this first half. 5 in this second quarter. Here's Cox. Long one. Won't go. Rebound pulled down by Green Canyon. Jorgensen takes a look at the clock, and they're not going to get a shot off, and we're going to the half. 28-20 after a quick first half. Ridgeline firing away from long range, putting on a show. We'll take a break and be back after the halftime.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cash Valley.
At Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, we believe in a very thorough hearing test. We invited a camera today to follow us through a hearing test. We have Tad here. Let's follow him as he has his hearing checked. Tad, what brings you in to see us today?
My wife made me.
How long have you noticed you haven't been hearing very well?
Several years ago.
Tell me a little bit about your hearing loss. Did it happen all of a sudden or did it happen over time?
I think it's been gradual.
Do you feel that one ear is worse than the other?
They're about the same.
Describe your most difficult listening environment.
Probably while I'm fishing and I hear the roar of the river behind me.
Have you ever had surgery to your ears? Do you hear ringing noises in your ears? Does any member of your family have hearing loss? Do you ever feel dizzy? Do you have frequent or severe headaches? Any allergies? Any numbness in your face or fingertips? Do loud sounds hurt your ears? Are you currently using any blood thinners, pain medications, diabetes medications, heart medications, or other medications?
Luckily not.
Have you ever been exposed to loud noise, gunfire, music, motorcycles, machinery, occupational noise, all the fun things?
All of the above apply. I've spent a lot of time around F-16s and we used to have to launch them, so I was less than 6 feet from the engine while it was running. Shot a lot of bullets through guns. Yeah, I've probably lost some hearing from some of that.
Were you in the military? And have you ever had your hearing tested before?
No, I have not.
Tad, the first thing I want to do is take a peek in your ear. That looks great, no wax. All landmarks are where they're supposed to be. Nice pink shiny eardrums. Okay, looks great. Okay, Tad, for this first test, is what I want to do is I want to test the physical parts of your ear. Make sure the eardrum and the ear bones behind the eardrum are moving correctly. So what we'll do is we'll put a little soft rubber tip in your ear, and I'm going to put a little bit of air pressure into your ear. You'll move your eardrum in and back out and tell us how that's working. You don't have to do anything but relax. I will put a little bit of slippery stuff on here because it does need to create a seal, so it'll feel a little wet. Kind of like you're getting a wet willy a little bit. But you don't have to do anything but relax. Okay, Tad, we're going to put these earphones in your ears.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is give you that button to push.
Okay.
We'll put these in your ears. I'm going to play some beeps to you. When you hear the beeps, I want you to push the button. Okay. Now the beeps will get very soft, so if you think you hear them, go ahead and push it.
Okay.
Now we're trying to find the very softest sounds that you can hear. So there'll be some other tests as we go along, some speech tests. There's a microphone here that will pick up your voice, and I can hear you on the other side, and I talk back through the headphones.
Okay.
I'll just kind of explain as we go along.
All right.
Okay, Dad, can you hear me okay? Is this a comfortable level? Okay. We'll start with your right ear first. Just push the button when you hear the beep. Say the word ice cream.
Ice cream.
Say the word mousetrap.
Mousetrap.
Say the word baseball.
Baseball.
Say the word airplane.
Airplane. Mailman. Cowboy. Railroad. Toothbrush. Hot dog.
Say the word mousetrap. Say the word popcorn. Say the word mailman. Say the word shoelace. Say the word. Well, Tad, how do you think you did?
Mixed emotions, but
It also told us if you had a hole in your eardrum, which you did not for that knowledge, and you were still able to hear them. There's actually a threshold in your ear, a reflex in your ear. We measure that.
your range is 8 kilohertz away from the rest of the.
Okay, so
What are all these other graphs?
so this graph is.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
Over the period of time, my hearing became worse and worse.
Over the course of the years, I developed a hearing loss, and I would not be able to hear my employees talk to me sometimes.
For Paul Dayton's and Cache Valley's integrity, his character, his background, his equipment, I would recommend him to anyone for a hearing aid specialist.
I have an awesome workout for you here in Thailand. Let's get started. Are you ready for a challenge? I'm bringing your incline up. Let's go. We're not just working those legs, we're working the core too. So stay with it. Let's get going. We got 30 seconds. Let's push it out. That's it. Stay with me. Really lengthen that stride. You've got 3 intervals left. Stay strong. We only have a few more. You gotta stay with it. I know it's not easy, but you're almost there. Let's go. Last 3, 2, 1. Yes. Nice work. You crushed it.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Mountain Star Cache Valley Hospital, together we're greater. New Smile Dental, experience dental care. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you've been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Four Seasons Apartments and Townhomes is your home. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 25 years.
Back at Green Canyon High School, Eric Olson along with you as we get set to start the second half, a 28-20 ball game. Ridgeline leads Green Canyon. Ridgeline 11-6, 4-1 in region play, and ranked number 4 in 4A. They were paced by 2 players with 6 points each. Chase Hall and Caden Cox each with 6. 4 points for Jackson Baker and 3 points apiece for Peyton Knowles, Jacob Salveson, Kyler Hansen, and Spencer Adams. Green Canyon had 4 points from Caden Cole DeBoer and also from Caleb Robinson. They had 6 from Carter Mon, all in the first quarter. 2 from McKay Jorgensen. They did not have anybody score off the bench. Green Canyon starts the second half the same way they started the ball game. 3 on the way, won't go. Tapped out by Mon. That's what he does. He just makes winning plays. Jorgensen to DeBoard, back to Mon. Mon drives left side, puts it up, won't go. He'll go to the line. Nobody in foul trouble. Only 3 fouls in that first half on Ridgeline and only 2 on Green Canyon. Ridgeline has yet to shoot a free throw for Green Canyon. These are free throws 5 and 6. Carter Mon with his first trip to the line. Ridgeline starts with the same starting lineup that started the game. Baker, Knowles, Cox, Salveson, and Hall. As Mon makes both free throws. And it's a 6-point ball game. Ridgeline leading 28-22. This game started with Green Canyon taking an 8-point lead, an 8-0 lead as Cox continues to bomb away from outside. He's got 9. He did not score in the first quarter. He had 2 3-pointers in the second. And now with that one, that's 9 3-pointers on the night for Ridgeline as Green Canyon turns it over for the 3rd time tonight. Trailing by 9. Green Canyon turns it over as Cox with the little push shot. DeBoard saves it back inbounds to Jorgensen. And Green Canyon trying to get some offense going. Here's Cole DeBoard. He's been quiet. He got bumped. No call. Rebounded out of there by Baker. All across the timeline. Works on Jorgensen. Salveson opts against the 3, and so Baker picks it up. They leave Knowles wide open from about 18, and the bank's open. That's only the 3rd 2-point basket for Ridgeline tonight as Cade DeBoard has it swatted by Knowles. 3 2-point baskets for Ridgeline. 3, 6, 9 3-point baskets for Ridgeline. And here's another turnover. DeBoard turns it over on the inbounds pass. Salveson with a big step inside, gets his own rebound off the miss and a foul as Jorgensen reached in. Salveson will go to the free throw line. Cox has hit 3 3-pointers. Knowles has hit a 3-pointer. Hall has hit 2 3-pointers. Salveson's hit a 3-pointer. Hansen and Adams off the bench with 3-pointers. For this Ridgeline team that's been the surprise of Region 11. Salveson's free throw too hard. First free throw of the night for Ridgeline. Salveson hits 1 of 2. And it's a 12-point ball game, 34-22. Ridgeline with the lead. They won the first meeting by 20. And they've been slowly pulling away in this one. Robinson on the roll and DeBoard with the underhand pass. Scoots out of Robinson's hands and out of bounds. And that's turnover number 6 for Green Canyon. They've got 4 turnovers here in this third quarter. Danger time for the Wolves. Skyview leads Bear River 51-27 at the half. Bear River's head coach diagnosed with a brain tumor. He's had to have an operation. As Baker fires up the 3 that's no good, and DeBoard rebounds it. Cade DeBoard kicks it back to Mon as they work it around the perimeter. DeBoard in the corner, open look, and he drains it. Cade DeBoard with 7. Get back to Bear River's head coach. Yeah, that brain tumor, he had to have emergency surgery on it. And they've, at all the region games, they're trying to collect money to help with some of the costs for that. So best wishes to him and his family. Knowles has it knocked away and out of bounds, and it stays on this end. It's a 9-point ball game after that three-pointer by DeBoard. That's only the second three of the night for Green Canyon. 4.5 to play in the third, 34-25 Ridgeline. Hall doesn't like what he sees, so he backs it out. Knowles comes high post. Hansen with it. They give it up to Knowles. Back to Hall. Three on the way. Too hard. Knowles chases it, and it's knocked out of bounds by Green Canyon. On the inbounds play, Salveson is fouled. He dove right down the middle, and let's see if it's on Robinson. Let's see who they called that on. No, they called it on DeBoard. It's before the shot. Cole DeBoard picks up his first foul, second team foul. Green Canyon had 2 team fouls the entire first half. Long three by Hansen, rims out, and DeBoard picks it up off the bounce. Here's a near steal by Cox, but Mon gets a hold of it. Logan leads Mountain Crest 25-17 at the half. Cade DeBoard came out of the scrum. He kind of stepped on his own foot and fell down, and the ball goes out of bounds. Turnover, Green Canyon. He came out of there sideways, and one foot kind of stopped, and the other kept sliding, and he stepped on his own ankle, and down he went. So another turnover. 4 turnovers in this third quarter for Green Canyon. Approaching 3 minutes to play in the third. 34-25 Ridgeline. They've led by as many as 12. Green Canyon took an 8-0 lead to start this game. Ridgeline came back, and it's been all Riverhawks since. Now they slow it down and just patient with it around the perimeter. Knowles can't find anything high post, so he hands it back to Hall, and Hall steps into the three. 9 points for Chase Hall, 10 3-pointers for Ridgeline. 37-25, back to a 12-point cushion. Jorgensen's been quiet. See if he tries to assert himself. Bounce pass into Robinson, who turns back underneath. Good defense by Ridgeline. Knowles just didn't get up in the air. He stayed put. They had some help, and Robinson missed. Salveson fakes the three, drives in on Robinson and lays it in. Salveson with 3 points in the quarter. Steal on the inbounds, and Cox drains the triple. Caden Cox. It's pretty early to call for a dagger, but that's at least a punch in the gut. It's 42-25 with 2:07 to play in the third quarter. Green Canyon on the ropes as Ridgeline opens up their largest lead of the night. 17-point lead for Ridgeline. 14 to 5 run here in this third quarter. There's 2:07 to play in the third. We talked about the other games going on tonight. Bear River at Skyview, Logan at Mountain Crest, and Skyview and Logan both seem to have those games well in hand. After tonight, Green Canyon's going to host Mountain Crest next Wednesday, and then they travel to Logan next Friday night, while Ridgeline, they get to go home, and they've got a homestand, and they've got a tough homestand. Bear River on Wednesday, Skyview at home on the 7th, and we will have that game for you. Skyview at Ridgeline next Friday night. With the new RPI ranking system, you know, where you finish in region, I guess region champs isn't as big a deal. You can still be the region champ, though, but where you finished doesn't have as much bearing on where you play in the playoffs or what seed you get. It's more what your RPI score is, and we'll talk about that next time we've got a little bit of a break. Green Canyon with a bunch of turnovers in this third quarter, and they're in some serious trouble. Here's Jorgensen. Has it swatted back at him by Knowles. That's at least his second block of the night. Long three, Hansen, short. Their arms are getting tired from all the threes they're shooting. Hustle play by Hall to save it in. Back to Knowles, misses, rebound. Taken out of there by Green Canyon. Bounce pass, Alder to Mon, up, under, miss. Rebounded back by Alder. Jorgensen fakes the three, kicks it back out to Smith, and the defense is there to not give up an easy shot. Regan's in the ball game now. He's number 10. Jorgensen down the lane, has it knocked away and a foul. Second team foul on Ridgeline, and it's on the floor. They're going to call it on Cox, his second. Ridgeline still with only 4 turnovers, none in this half. Hall takes a seat, Adams comes in. Salveson replaced by Baker. Out front they go to Alder. Alder right at the line. Finally catches it. He threw that one up at the basket. And I don't know if he threw it over the basket or if it got swatted by somebody. And they're going to say that Knowles got a fingertip on it. I think Alder was just kind of bailed out. He got down in there and then realized that Knowles was right on his hip. He just put it up at the hoop. Smith hands it off to Regan. Jorgensen. He gives it off to Smith, and his shot wild. He turns and looks at the official. No whistle. And with 38 seconds left in the quarter, it's Ridgeline with the ball. Long three by Cox. Won't go. Rebounded by Regan. Regan has it taken away. They're going to call a foul on Adams. Reach it in. And it's the proverbial hand in the cookie jar. C is for cookie. F is for foul. 42-25, 29 seconds to play in the third quarter. It's been all Ridgeline here in the third. Only 4 points for Green Canyon in this third quarter. It's been a disastrous third quarter for them. As many turnovers as points. And there's another one. Now more turnovers than points. 9 turnovers on the night for Green Canyon. That's 6 turnovers here. And Coach Dan McClure puts his face in his hand and rubs his eyes and takes a deep breath. So Ridgeline, leading by 17, will get the final shot of the quarter, it looks like. Adams slip. Gonna call a travel, yeah. Ridgeline with the turnover, their 5th. Those some fancy shoes Adams is wearing. Are they Don's? Donovan Mitchell ones? Jorgensen kicks it back to Smith. Steps into a three. Drains it at the buzzer. So Green Canyon gets maybe a little bit of life as they head to the fourth, trailing 42-31 to Ridgeline. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
So, you bought your computer from one of those big box stores, or online, and now it's really slow, or just not working right.
Target acquired.
PCs Unlimited can fix it. Fixing computers is what we do, and we've been doing it for over 20 years. Service, repair, diagnostics, networking, upgrades, system and data recovery, all your computer needs. Our prices are low and our customer service is the best. You won't get help from the big box or online. Come see the professionals at PCs Unlimited.
Back at Green Canyon, Eric Olson along with you as we head to the fourth. I gave the wrong score. They'd already changed the scoreboard. When I looked up at it, it was 42-28 should be the score. And that is the score here at Green Canyon as we start the fourth. A three-pointer at the buzzer by Brady Smith counted. So it goes from a 17-point deficit to a 14-point deficit for Green Canyon. Green Canyon, that bucket by Smith was the first bench points for Green Canyon. Ridgeline only has 6 points off the bench. So no bench scoring for Ridgeline in the third quarter. Baker, as Mon falls down, Baker drives it in, he's got 6. His first points of this second half. 16-point Ridgeline lead. Jorgensen whips it to the corner and it's stolen away by Cox. He's like Spider-Man on that one. Throwing a web out there and pulling that one back in. Adams has it knocked away, and a whistle. Jorgensen poked it away and they said he got a piece of the hand. So Jorgensen flips the ball back to the official. Instead of a turnover and an easy 2, they're coming back this way, and it looks like Knowles is going to get 2. Count it. And the foul as DeBoard went and put hands on him and kind of looked like he wasn't sure whether he should foul him or not. So instead of fouling him hard, making sure he didn't make the bucket, he just kind of bumped him. And Knowles will go to the line. He's got 7 points. Only the third free throw of the night for Ridgeline. Green Canyon's only taken 6. Knowles too hard. Rebounded by Lundeen, making his first appearance here in the second half. Lundeen has it poked away. Another turnover for Green Canyon. Baker decides against the 3 and work it around, and now Hansen has it. Cox in the corner, stepped out of bounds. Cox with the turnover. 46-28. Ridgeline and Green Canyon in a world of trouble. Too many turnovers. And Ridgeline shooting lights out from beyond the arc tonight. DeBoard, little runner. Cade DeBoard with 9. Cole DeBoard averages 11 a game. He's got 4 tonight. Mon averages 10. He's got 8. Here's Adams. Slips around and out. Rebound kept alive by Baker, who taps it over to Knowles, who gives it back to Baker for the easy layup. Mon down the lane. Misses. Rebounded Lundeen. Here's Jorgensen, who's being real quiet tonight. Cade DeBoard, long 3. Spins around and out. Jorgensen with only 2 points. He averages 14 a game. They've kept the lid on him. Here's a steal right on cue. Jorgensen with the layup. Jorgensen with 4, 7th turnover for Ridgeline. It's a 16-point game at 48-32. Ridgeline with the ball after this timeout. 5:38 to play in the ball game. You know, you look at Ridgeline, and they've got those 6 losses, but look at who those losses are to. Those losses are to Skyview, Westlake, Layton, Pineview, Desert Hills, and Fremont. Those teams are a combined 75 and 26. So in other words, they're winning about a 75% clip, at a 75% clip. Skyview's number 1 in 4A. Fremont's number 1 in 6A. Layton's number 3 in 6A. Westlake was ranked much of the early season. They're 12-5. Pineview's 10-7. Desert Hills, I guess they're the scrub of the bunch. They're 9-9. So Ridgeline was really tested early. They've played some good teams. They've been beaten by them, and a couple of those losses were close. The Skyview loss was single digits. They lost by 1 to Westlake. We did that game. That came right down to the wire. And I think all of that worked in their favor. It's toughened them up. Cox. Bounce pass into Baker, and he's fouled. No shot. That'll be team foul number 5. And it's on Lundeen. His second foul. No shooting. Cox lobs it in to Knowles, who gives it back to Cox, and then they play hot potato with it in the corner. Here's a foul finally. Jorgensen tries to poke it away from Cox, and he kind of grabbed Cox's hip and then spun him around and poked at it. He knew it. When they called it on him, he kind of smiled like, yeah, they got me. Jorgensen's second, 6th team foul. Ridgeline with only 3 team fouls. Baker off the little curl. Bumps Mon. Mon bails out looking for a foul call, and they don't give it to him. And Baker with another bucket. He's got 10 points. Another turnover. Hall finds Knowles, who gives it back. And now we're into the front court. (50-32). Baker, when things are going your way, they're going your way. That one was knocked away by Green Canyon. It came right into back into Baker's hands. He's got 12 points, and it's a 20-point ball game. Alder's shot won't go, but a foul, and he'll get free throws. They're going to call it on Baker. Jackson Baker picks up his second foul. Well, we thought this one might be back and forth. It was a 1-point game at the quarter. It was an 8-point game at the half. Both free throws missed, and Baker comes up with the rebound. Loses control of it, but somehow Knowles finds it. As Green Canyon's in a scramble. Baker fakes the pass, lay it up, miss it. He'll go to the free throw line. He got grabbed on the arm by Lundeen. Lundeen picks up his third. And Baker gets 2. Baker's got 9 points here in this fourth quarter, 13 for the game. Misses this one. Rebounded by Mon. In the corner, 3 on the way, rims out, rebounded by Cox as Smith had a good look. And we're midway through the fourth quarter, and it's a 21-point ball game. Ridgeline with the lead. Knowles with the throwdown. Knowles with 9, and Ridgeline's just picking apart Green Canyon. Here's another steal, this one by Baker. Baker out in front, lay it up and in. 11 in the quarter, 15 on the night for Jackson Baker, and it's a 25-point ball game. Jorgensen, his three is good. 5 on the quarter for Jorgensen, 7 on the night. It's half of his total that he averages. Baker again, free underneath. Comes back up around the other side. 13 in the quarter, 17 in the game for Baker. Jackson Baker, the 6'3" senior, having a night. And here comes the bench for Ridgeline. A foul down low. 14 turnovers for Green Canyon. Only 7 for Ridgeline. They're going to call Hall with the foul, his first. 5th team foul. 59-35. (17-7) in this fourth quarter. Cox sits, Baker sits, Knowles sits. As Coach Kyle Day goes deep to the bench, Smullen comes into the ball game. Number 30, Cole Jensen, number 3, in for Ridgeline. Hall still on the court. They're going to call a foul down low. I think they're kind of calling on Bruce McConkey. He was wrestling with Robinson down there. Adams and Hall are still on the court. With 2:37 to play. And Ridgeline leading 59-35. Robinson turns and fires, hits the little fall-away jumper, and he'll go to the line. Robinson with 6. Let's take a look at the RPI. The top 11 teams get a bye. Skyview's number 1. Ridgeline's number 4. Bear River's number 9. As Robinson hits the free throw. So those 3 teams, if the playoffs were to start today, would get a bye in week 1. Green Canyon and Logan would host a playoff game as they're number 12 and number 14 respectively. Here's a turnover. Lundeen with the interception. 3 on the way, won't go. Rebounded by Smullen. Hands it off to Adams. Mountain Crest is 21 in that RPI. They'd have to go on the road. It's conceivable if the playoffs started right now, you'd see Green Canyon hosting Mountain Crest in the first round and Logan hosting Ogden in that first round. Timeout, Ridgeline with 2:03 to play in the ball game. Then in the second round, the higher ranked teams stay at home and they play at home, and then they go to the quarterfinals, and the quarters are down at the Purple Palace this year at Weber State for 4A. For the Valley Channel, our remaining schedule, well, we're winding down for the year. I can't believe it. You look at these schedules as we start the year and go, that's a whole lot of ball. And then before you know it, it's done, says the guy who does nothing but talk. Skyview at Ridgeline. my producer, director, cameraman, they're all looking at me going, uh-huh. Skyview at Ridgeline next week. Green Canyon at Skyview on the 12th. That's a Wednesday night game. That one rounds out region play. Then the first and second rounds of playoffs, we'll pick one of those games and do them on the 21st and 28th. Smullen looking at a 3. Won't go. Rebounded by Adams, and he pulls it back out. No 3-pointers in this quarter for Ridgeline. They have 12 on the night. Check that, they have 11 on the night. Smullen bowls his way in and scores. Caleb Smullen, the 6'5" senior. 61-38. Lundeen to the rim, to the line, with 1:07 left in the ball game. For Ridgeline, Jake Smith getting set to check in along with Stratford Simmons. Simmons a sophomore, as is Smith. They'll come in for Hall and Adams. Lundeen with his first point of the game as he makes the free throw. Lundeen makes them both. Simmons dribbles across the timeline, working against Lundeen. Over to Jensen. Jensen looking for some help. Down low to Smullen. Smullen turns to his left and he's fouled with 46 seconds on the clock. These guys off the bench say, hey, we're getting time, we're gonna get some points. Jace Blotter, number 4, is in the ball game for Green Canyon. Kendon Blotter, number 32, in there as well. Alex Atkinson, number 11. Number 25 in there for Green Canyon. He's not on the roster. The free throw's good, 62-40. He's our mystery player, turning and laying it up and missing it. It's been that kind of night for Green Canyon. They came out gangbusters, an 8-0 run to start the game. Then Ridgeline started hitting shots and they never quit. The 3-ball was falling all night for Ridgeline. They trailed by 1 at the end of the first quarter, took the lead in the second, and never looked back. And now they're just going to dribble out the clock. And Ridgeline is going to get the win, 62-40 over Green Canyon. 17 points for Spencer Baker to lead the way, 12 for Caden Cox. We hope you enjoyed the game here on the Valley Channel as Ridgeline gets the win. We'll say goodnight and say see you next time on the Valley Channel.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley, it's way better than fast food, it's Wendy's. Mountain Star Cache Valley Hospital, together we're greater. New Smile Dental, experience dental care. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you've been missing. Palmer Home Furnishings, our low overhead means higher quality at lower prices. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. KSM means music. Music is all we do. Four Seasons Apartments and Townhomes is your home. Anderson Seed and Garden, growing better gardeners. Factory Pizzeria, we're open late after the game. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's TV station for over 25 years.